Well, hello there. Welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff, and I am going to attempt to answer a few questions with some humor and some facts and science, and probably not science, but definitely some humor, maybe, if I'm in the mood. I'm totally in the mood, I'm just kidding. First question, what is your opinion on apps like Bias, Jam Up, etc.? Do you feel they truly and honestly replicate the tube amps to any degree? Actually, I do. It's really an amazing time to be a guitarist. Now, I am not saying an app in an iPad is, feels just like a tube amp, because of course it doesn't. However, the characteristics and the feel are getting mighty, mighty close. And Bias, a Positive Grids app, add-on to Jam Up, you can mess with the preamp tubes and the gain stack, and that is accurate because like a 12AT7 does step down the gain from a 12AX7, just like it does in real life. I mean, that stuff is pretty accurate, and the apps are just getting better and better. In order to save the world, you have to choose one. Which one would you pick? Make a gent album using a Starcaster Strat with a Dime D100 using FL Studio, or make a nu metal album using a First Attic Electric with a Crate FlexWave 15, but you get to use the programs you usually use to record. God damn, it's a lot of words. That's easy, man. New wave, all the way. I couldn't make a giant record to save my life because it would just be a bunch of I would just strike one note and then I would chop it up. And that wouldn't be a lot of fun. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to troll you gent kids. I'd totally make a new metal album. I'd bleach my hair for the occasion, and I would get a 7-string and I would tune it to drop B, like the low B, not that B, down lower, that B, yeah. I would tune it down to that, and I would only use the lower string. And now that I think about it, it would basically be an Amir record. So, yeah, I'd still stick with nu metal though. Definitely nu metal record. I saw somebody ask you about a signature guitar, and it made me wonder, if you ever got the chance to have a signature guitar, what body style would it be? Possibly an RD? Also, what company? I get this question quite a bit, and I doubt I will ever have a legitimate signature guitar from a big company like, Schecter or ESP or something like that. But in this moment in time, if I were to have a signature guitar, it would definitely be the Gibson RD. I used to fantasize about having one of those guitars as a kid, and I recently got one, an original vintage 70s one. And ever since I posted I think I've used it in 2 or 3 videos, people seem to identify me with it a little bit. So I get people all the time sending me links to good deals on vintage RDs, like at Guitar Center and on eBay and things like that. You guys totally look out, and I love you to death for it. My wife would maybe disagree and doesn't like me snooping around for vintage RDs, but yeah, the RD is me because I am not a streamlined Strat guy. I love Strats. Everyone loves Strats. I like the single cuts, but I'm a little left of center, and I'm kind of a big guy, and the Gibson RD is that ugly duckling that is just perfect for what I do, and it's big, and I would also have the 25-inch scale. I think the reissues really missed the mark on that. The newer Gibson RD reissues have the shorter 24 3/4-inch scales, and that's not what an RD is, man. Full scale RD, that's what I would have though. Gibson RD. Hello. How will I know when I need to switch my tubes? I took my mini recto apart because I hear some crackling, but all the tubes seem to be lit up from what I can tell. Thanks, man. You will know that you will need tubes because maybe your low end will go, things will get a little muddy, and it'll just sound general, the punch will go away. You can also do a tap test on the power tubes and see if you get any ringing or harmonic ringing. That means something went microphonic. And I would also like to point out that the lighting up of the tubes is indicative of nothing. Lighting up tubes do not mean a single thing. It just means the heater is working, that's all. But that is not indicative of the condition of the tubes. Now, however, if you turn off the lights and you see the flame, the blue flame or whatever, that just means it has a strong vacuum pull within the tubes, and that's good. But other than that, just give them a little flick, and if they react a lot, then I would just go ahead and change it out. But you know, if you're an owner of a tube amp, you should be prepared to change the tubes out at least, you know, once a year if you're playing every day, something like that. Question for you. Can you rotate the bottom left of the acoustic panel on the closet door? OCD problems. No. But just because I'm a nice guy, I'm gonna show it to you up close. That better? Yeah. Favorite Alkaline Trio albums? Oh man, love me some Alkaline Trio. You guys always see the big sticker on my table when I'm shooting stuff or taking pictures of stuff for the old Instagram or Twitter and that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to say Crimson is probably my favorite Alkaline Trio album because it really reminds me of a very specific time in my life, and things were very good, and I was very carefree, and I was young, and no, I'm just kidding. It just reminds me of a very good time in my life, and I get very nostalgic when I hear that album, and I think that's what albums should do. A close second would be Good Morning. Love that album. But I like a lot of the older Alkaline Trio. The newer stuff is good, but it's not as good. It doesn't capture the essence of the Alkaline Trio, in my opinion, like Crimson or Good Morning did. Will big recording studios always be a thing? You know, I hope so. I don't think it ever should go 100% either way. I like the fact that I can sit here in my home studio and talk to you and make these videos and educate you guys. But I also like the fact that I have the option of when I want a really big drum sound, I can go to my buddies at Fastback and take advantage of their insane amount of vintage gear and, you know, $40,000 worth of mics that I would never be able to afford to get a really good drum tone, guitar tone, or whatever. I think studios definitely still have their place in society now. There was a lot of them that went under, unfortunately, but I hope that they will never fully go away because I love just being in a recording studio. It's probably my favorite place. That's my personal Disneyland, is a recording studio, especially Fastback. I love them. Hi, Fastback. At any rate, that's all we have time for. If you have a question, please feel free to leave it down below in a comment, or if you want to do it anonymously, go over to my Ask FM account and ask away, and maybe you will be on a future FAQ video. Until then, I am Fluff, and I thank you for watching.